This video is going to show you how to resize images, and there's a few different ways to do it on Squarespace. So I've chosen this template from Squarespace's menu, and it's actually a really beautiful template that they've made. This is the home page. You can see that they hid the home page. That means it's not linked. It is enabled, which means you can see it. If it wasn't enabled, it'd be gray and nobody would be able to find it. But you can find it here. They've got podcast episodes right here. And then they have another about on the artist, the author, who, by the way, I looked this person up and they're a really, really cool person. So there's a few different ways to edit images. One would be you go into edit, of course, and you can see, let's see, on this one, Squarespace does them a few different ways. But on this one, we would have to go into the design. Well, let's try it this way first. One way to do it is by adding a spacer. And sometimes they'll let you put a spacer to the side of the image. This time you can see they're not letting me put it in the middle, which is where I would need to put it in order to space. But let's put it on the side and see. Yeah, so if we put it on the side, then it does resize it. It just resizes the text and pushes everything there as well. What I want to do is put it in the middle so I can change how it looks that way. But you can see that it just messes you can kind of mess around with it. And that's one way that they do it. I'll show you a better example, but I did want you to see that the spacers are one main way to resize images. Another way to resize images is up here. You can resize the whole page, the whole section. And you can do it on small, medium, and large, or you can drag it to the size you want. And then there's a third way to resize images. And I will say the way that gives you the most control is with the spacers. So I'll show you another example of that in a minute. But first, if you go to the design and then go to image blocks. So this is, of course, specifically for your images. And you click on an image block. So let's see. This one's not giving us the specific one. There we go. Just had to click a few different times. It'll bring up the kind of block that it is because there's a lot of different image blocks. And then you can change the image. You can change, of course, where the text is, the image width, the separation from the image to the text, the title separation, the button. So you can move all of these things around within this block. And you can see it always takes a minute to catch up. Yeah, you can see you can adjust it that way and kind of find the size that looks right to your eye. And you can pop out to look at it on the full screen, which is what your viewers will see. And you can also move it to look at what your folks on the phone will see too. That looks nice. The thing with changing this image block is that all of the images that fall on the image block card, Squarespace is going to change them all to this. So I don't love that they do that. They should just do it by page. But you'll find that then all of the ones with this category are going to be resized to this exact same layout. So again, we went to design and then we went to image blocks. And you could do that for any image on your page. So let's find another image. Let's go to the About and see if that's I think this is a better way to experiment with the spacing blocks. Yeah, in fact, you can see they already have one here. So if I wanted to make my image smaller, I would just drag my spacer. And the spacing blocks, really help you resize. And let's say I wanted to add another, just to experiment here. I would do that, and then I'm going to see what it looks like. Let's say I want it to look way smaller. Oh, it doesn't let you. Yeah, there's only so much that you can customize, and then Squarespace's stuff kicks in. Oh, there we go. Just had to try it a few different times. So yeah, experiment with the spacers. You can see that sometimes it takes a few different times of me trying something to get it to go, and some parts of the template are customizable and some are not. And if I wanted to, I could take this page and go into the Design tab and adjust it that way too. But with the spacers, when you use the spacers, it's only going to change this section. And if you go into the Design tab and look on the image cards, it'll change all of the images. So that's a pretty significant difference if you want just to adjust this page. All right, well, hopefully that helps with the images. But if you end up having other questions about images and layout and spacing and sizing, let me know.